I don't care what anyone says. This is in my top 3 leg compound exercises, leg exercises of all time. I have been using the leg press since the first week of entering the gym over 10 years ago, and this will always prove to be the creme de la creme of like overall compound leg exercises. I absolutely love this exercise. I personally don't do barbell squats because of my C7 vertebrae, so I can't really put a barbell that high up on my neck. Thus, this has always been my go-to. This 45-degree angled version trumps any other leg press variation. This is the perfect balance of incorporating gravity with biomechanics to effectively target your legs. So first and foremost, for me, I like to put the seat all the way back, as far back as possibly goes. This is because you don't want your core to be constricted when you're coming down. It's the worst feeling ever. In addition to that, I also like to put the platform all the way down. So this is the maximum setting here. I like to put it on the lower setting. That way, it's significantly easier for me to set up when I do set up. So I tuck in lumbar and back completely flat on the bench. Then I place my feet, making sure that the sole of my feet is in line with the position of my knee on both sides. The only unfortunate thing about this specific 45-degree leg extension, as you can see, my feet are coming off of the leg press. However, that really doesn't matter because you're going to be driving through the sole of your feet anyway, so it is what it is. Lumbar, double check, spine, make sure that the sole of your feet in line with your knees, and then the top of your feet out 30 degrees. From here, nice and easy. Hands in the unlock mechanism, unlock, and you're immediately controlling down for 3 seconds. 2, 3, drive up. So there's one thing I want you to pay attention to. Do you see how I've exceeded 90-degree knee flexion? This is 90 degrees. This is beyond that. And every time you exceed 90-degree knee flexion on any leg exercise for that matter, your body has to compensate in some way, shape or form. My body compensates here by rounding my lower back and lower lumbar up. So past this point, you're going to see my lower back is rounded up in order to compensate for me going past 90 degrees. This I'm going to fix on my next set, but because it's not too heavy, I'm just demonstrating the exercise as you would normally perform the exercise. But if you find that the same thing occurs or happens to you, then I'm going to give you a strategy to implement moving forward. But for now, we're just going to finish this muscle activation set. 3 seconds on the way down. We have 20 kilos each side on the leg press, and I would estimate the platform itself to be around 40 kilos. For my first proper working set, I'm going to show you the exercise from this perspective. The first thing I did, where the machine locks out, I've placed a 2.5 kilogram plate on each side. This is so I prevent my lower back from kicking up as my knees exceed 90-degree knee flexion. You're going to see now my knees are perfectly hitting 90 degrees every single repetition. For my first working set, I've put 60 kilograms each side, 120 kilograms plus the platform itself, I would estimate to be 40, therefore 160 kilograms. I'm going to be performing 15 juicy repetitions. Let's have a look at how to set up from this angle. Lumbar, all the way, back, nice and flat. You're tucking your glutes as far down as possible, even going as far as to push yourself into the seat like this. The sole of your feet in line with your knees. From here, the top of your feet out to the side 30 degrees. Double check your back one more time, then drive your scapula into the bench, hands to the side, you are ready to go. I like to place my neck firmly flat on the bench as well. That's just personal preference. Hands unlock, 3 seconds on the way down. Seat, 90 degrees, perfect. Driving up through the sole of your feet from start to finish. Easy. 2, 3. Very good. Five. Good Lord. What the hell happened there? 14, let's set up for one more rep. Damn, I've never had that much lactic bloody acid build up in my life. But whenever you reset, make sure you set up again from the first repetition. One more for good luck. Damn. Alrighty, we have thrown 5 20-kilo plates each side, 240 kilos in total if we're plussing the platform, and I'm aiming for 10 solid repetitions. Something to keep in mind here. The only reason I'm jumping the weight up this high is because I can perform significantly heavier. The reason why you increase weight is when you perfect posture, full range of motion, stability and control, meaning tempo and time under tension. If you're unable to perfect any of those three, do not increase the weight. Keep the weight the same, or potentially if it's horrific form, then drop the weight slightly. Let's show you one last time how to perfect the 45-degree leg press. Tuck your lower lumbar as far down into the bench as you can. Make sure your back is nice and flat. Drive your scapula back into the bench. Then the sole of your feet, make sure it's in line with your knees, bringing the top of your feet out to the side by 30 degrees. Just to remind you, I've got these plates here to prevent my lower lumbar from rounding up as I perform maximum range of motion. From this position, take 2 massive breaths. And you're ready to go. 3 seconds on the way down with your tempo, driving up explosively for 1 second. I honestly do not know how many reps that was. I think that was 12 or 13. However, my tempo was shit. I think I was going 1 second too fast. I'll have a look at the footage again, but I'm pretty sure I was. Despite that, however, everything else was still perfecto. Welcome to the final top set. 300 kilos on the platform, if we also include the platform, performing between 7 and 9 repetitions. That is low range hypertrophy. Then I'm gonna triple drop set, taking 3.5 plates off, performing 5 repetitions, repeat 5 repetitions, no plates, basically to failure at that point. In addition to increasing the weight, I'm gonna do my best to also increase the time under tension. So the time in which I perform every single rep, I want to maximize that. The tempo, I want to increase by at least 1 second. If I don't do that, well, I mean, I've increased the weight. The total volume will still technically be higher, but I want volume increased by not only weight, but the total frequency. if we times weight, time and attention, and reps. Tuck, flat, sole, feet, neck. Come on, baby. Yes! That was sexy tempo, perfect time and attention, and we got 9 repetitions. So I was able to tick off all the boxes there. I don't know how it looks from that angle, but I promise you I was getting the full range of motion each time. If you want, go back, repeat, replay. You're gonna see I was hitting the maximum depth every single rep. And if you go back to the previous angles, you're gonna see whenever I hit the maximum depth, my knees are at 90 degrees knee flexion. So trust me, your eyes are not deceiving you. I was hitting maximum range of motion. So 2.5 plates off, 3.5 plates off. Good. That's what I wanted. Same thing on this side. 3.5 plates off. Just to show you that I'm not resting in between this drop set. Getting straight into it again. 5 reps. That is the goal. Up. 1, 2, 3, up. 2, 3, up. Is that 5? Can't even bloody remember. And again, 3 plates off each side. Final drop set here. Like I've repeated before, make sure you're resetting in between every single drop set, as if you are resetting or starting again from your next set. Okay, we are gonna wrap it up there.